Are you able to use like your like phone's internet or something?
That's what I'm using.
Oh, you don't have internet in the hotel?
I do, and I paid for it, but this is it.
Work. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stay on the Line, an award-nominated podcast hosted and created by me, Tara Card, where we talk about horror genre-related things. And with me this week, and probably for like the next 8 weeks, is my co-host for our Dragula reviews. It is Zanny X.
Hello. It's me.
Why did you wait so long?
I don't. I think it's just I think it's the internet.
Zanny is here, and we just watched the episode 1 of season 4 of Dragula. And
That we did.
Was it a little late? Yes, it was. About like an hour and a half late, the upload. So it is currently 2:04 a.m.
Did you get to see the memes on the Twitter?
No, girl. I got my account suspended.
I forgot you're blocked. Yeah.
That's why I asked. I said, what are they saying on Twitter?
I was so confused. I was like, I get you're in a bath, but you can pull it up, girl. It was so funny. The memes were sending me. Like, Twitter culture really got Shudder together. And the gag is that Shudder was like, don't read me for filth if it's not uploaded at literally 12:01. Like, give us a couple minutes, Jesus. And then an hour later... Yeah, an hour later, somebody tweeted, like, Adele holding a gun that was like, you done fooled yourself?
Also, I fully had, like, pictures of the runways already up, so you're gonna see me clicking through that to get rid of them. So, what have you been up to? It's been, like, 2 weeks since we technically have talked, so...
Yeah, because we didn't see each other literally 2 days ago.
I meant, like, on the podcast. Me and Zanny did have, we didn't have a gig together, but we had two...
They overlapped.
Gigs. Yeah.
Yeah, that like they came. You were on the train A, and I was on train B, and we stopped at the same terminal, or whatever the terminology is. Yeah, math. I'm so into math right now. I've been good. Math. Right now, I'm currently math. MATH.
So into math right now.
I'm so into math right now. I'm traveling right now. I'm currently in Biloxi, Mississippi, visiting some old friends and doing some drag. And living my best life, and I fly back into the KCMO on Tuesday, so...
Is where you can find me. You? I wouldn't try me low-key or high-key. Different franchise. For those who don't know, I did move, so my setup is a little different, and my room is kind of a mess because it's a lot smaller. But yeah, that's what I've been going through, and I also just lit this candle. I blew it out. And I did stick my finger in it, so that's that little hole that you see.
What's the scent?
Ooh, it is bourbon pumpkin.
Ooh, that sounds
fucking
amazing.
Great. Are you ready to talk about Dragula?
Am I ever ready? Yes.
Yes,
Is that even a question? Also, if you see me chugging cranberry juice, I am dealing with some body problems, so...
You are? I bet you are. Get her back blown out. If you can, just tilt your camera like a little bit forward. Yeah, right there. Nope, too far.
Do you like my shirt though?
And what does it say? Paranormal.
Paranormal captivity. But like, why? It's a missed opportunity that they say purr. Oh, they
does say purr. Sometimes I don't know if Zanny is being sarcastic or if she is just naturally that smart. I don't know.
I graduated last of my class.
Not last. Bitch, you wouldn't have graduated at all, I feel.
I shouldn't have. But yes, let's do Dragula. Let's get into the game.
We don't have pictures of their walk-in looks because whatever. Explain how this first scene kind of opens up. Not the whatever, because fully there's always a Boulay Brothers 10-minute production before we actually get into the episode. So that happens, and yeah.
Not gonna lie, I did, because Shudder was so late and I was so ready, I did skip it. And then I was like, no, I need to go back and watch that. Maybe I'm missing out on something. Was I missing out on something? I don't know if I
obligation to say.
My audio is cutting up. It's crazy. It was cute. Ironically, it just froze on me. No. I can hear you. Oh. Yeah, the Boulay brothers said they're going to talk shit. We're going to get them.
Literally, they said beep, boop, boop, beep. Okay, since we're having shaky audio issues because Zanny's on the road, I guess we'll just go into it.
I'm back in.
Mary Cherry, she's the first person they drive up. Give us the whole rundown of them going in.
Yeah, so I was confused because she pulls up in this vehicle and they're like, go inside that building. And she's like, oh, hell no. Like, I'm not doing that shit. Like, I'm not even doing that. And I'm like, girl, they're asking you to enter the studio. Like, you signed up and then traveled and then signed contracts and then waited to be quarantined to then enter this building. Like, at that point, if I'm being full correct, they had no idea what they were walking into. You know, if they would have been like, go into that door, I would have been like, thanks, sir. Have a good day. Here's $5 for the drive. Like, thank you. But she was already like, oh, hell no. So I was like kind of agitated because I was like, what are you even doing at this point? But
that was
pull up in the car.
10 seconds into the episode. Jesus, Zanny.
Yeah, I was like, well, because I was like, okay, that's the energy we're doing? You would have caught me booking it.
You're gonna get way more energy this episode from all directions. So
from me?
No,
from you?
No, from the episode, girl.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Zanny, it is 2 a.m.
So she enters the studio, the space, and is met by this person. I don't know how to explain it.
Like a haunted house person.
Yeah,
An
and
actor.
they just kind of are like running around a room and they like chase them for a moment. And it's basically like the setup of the entrance of a haunted house. And then they enter the main room. And then shortly after, you know, I think Astrid was the next person to walk in.
A bunch of people walked in after. We don't really even get introductions of everyone. It's just like we just get their... We don't get like, hey, I'm Mary Cherry. It's just like you see them speaking.
No. We did get, that was one of the only ones we got, was literally Mary walked in and said, hi, I'm Mary Cherry.
No,
and then it just cut.
But what I mean is, like, when Mary Cherry pulls up, like, when they pull up, she's just talking in confessional, and she hasn't even said her name yet. And we don't get that for a lot of them. They got things to work on. They got things to work on. But everyone does walk in, and then I realized after they get their whole, like, hey, you're gonna be walking through this maze, and you will get exterminated if you don't make it through, I realized, oh, I haven't been taking notes. But I said some of the looks are really good. I think that Sigourney looked really good. That's the only one I remember.
Literally for Sigourney, I wrote Sigourney Beaver, better work. Very talented. I was very impressed with Hoso. Absolutely loved their look. And I obviously loved Coco's look as well. And Astrid's. The only look that I like wasn't the most like excited about was Bitter Betty's, just because I was like, I see the edit that you're going with this. And, like, I see the path you're going on. And I was like, it's too... If I can get it, then, you know, it's too easy.
She also fully has worn that outfit before at DragCon, so it wasn't...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that was her DragCon, like, fuck RuPaul dress.
Yeah.
And then they wore it on Dragula the first episode.
Wore it... You know how she feels about that?
Yeah, she wore it the first episode of Dragula. I was like, I get the message you're gonna put out there, and then they immediately sent J. Jolene after her, and I was like, as they better, bitch. I am living. Like, they were like, you're not getting the Rue edit, girl. We have it already.
Yeah. I think that, you know, J. Jolie was here. I think she was pretty respectful with everything, and she was not someone who was trying to take up camera time. So
yeah, I was actually very happy with them.
They are now going through this maze section. They all separate and they like fall, right? They go into these like chambers, like individual chambers, and they fall. Do they not?
Yeah. So like they go in these, they're like lockers, and then they the lockers start tilting backwards slowly. And I was like, what the fuck are they doing? And then the back just opens up and they drop. That would have sent me like that. My heart was like, I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's it. The only thing that made me a little uncomfortable was like they like shoved Mary in and she was like, I'm not gonna fit,
and literally was struggling to get in.
Yeah. And so I was like, did she drop? Did she not drop? They didn't show it, so that part was a little confusions.
It was cool. I mean, I like this whole setup. They split up into 2 groups of 5, and like they do this bit where they're sitting in front of this like car, and the car speeds up and then it blows this wind at them. It was really cool. Astrid has some PTSD, so it really spooked them. Yeah, they also go into that room where they're like, the clowns are like on the walls and the room is spinning. That shit was cool.
When they yeeted the fuck out of Sigourney and threw her, I was like,
They fully
y'all did not have any mercy.
They fully threw Sigourney, and I was like, oh, I hope she's getting an extra check for that. That's probably why she was in the top this week.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, did they notice what they did? And then they played it over and over and over and over, and I was like, oh, they knew.
They said, yeah, we threw that bitch. What about it?
What about it?
Sorry, queen.
all of us to shudder for being late.
But they make it back to the main area. They all survived that extermination, which was fun. I thought it was good. And Israel comes out and gives them shots. And I wrote down, where did Mary's wig go? Because her wig is just gone now. The Boulay brothers come back on TV. They explain the challenge. But first they're like, hey, you get special effects makeup for this whole competition, which is pretty cool. Don't know the brand, but...
No, yeah, very that. But they also got shoes?
No, the person who wins that challenge gets shoes.
Oh, TTT. Yeah.
So yeah, the main challenge. What is the main challenge, Zanny?
Okay, so I was actually in love with this idea. I wrote down, this theme is everything I feel like they needed. 10 out of 10. They had to recreate a look from, like, their favorite, like, horror, spoopy, oopy, whatever entity, but they had to make it like themselves and like the next level.
Basically, so, like cosplay, but in terms of your drag, like amping it up. So just an iconic horror character was the.
But also, they said we want no cosplay, which we'll bring up later on in this conversation. Sometimes things that are expensive
are worse. After we have all of that talk, and I wrote down I love this challenge because it'd be a great challenge. What would you do for the challenge? Like, who would be your horror movie icon? Or horror
Okay, so
icon?
Ironically, the person that I would love to do would be Pale Man. Or Pan, from Pan's Labyrinth.
See that.
So, not gonna... Because, like, the first look I ever did was the eyes on the gloves, you know, being... And it was my rendition of the Pale Man. It was obviously very... very cheaper by the dozen energy. It was very cheap, but that I would have loved to
yes
have
you
that.
are cheap. I think I would have done what Saint did, and I would have made a leather face inspired look, which is what I'm actually doing right now. So.
Yeah, very ironic actually, which I'm so excited for this look. I cannot wait to see this come into the real world.
I hope it turns out well. So they go into the boudoir, which has an upgrade from last season. For those who did not...
A huge upgrade.
Yeah, last season's boudoir was a hallway, which was an upgrade from the last season before that, which was just a backstage area. And then the one before that, which was just a closet. They fully had the Boulay brothers posted on the walls. They have multiple tables with coffin emblems in it. And do you remember, like, what happens, like, once they walk into the room and they're already talking?
There was just, like, a lot of banter. Like, I think that was, like, the first time they got to, like, connect as a team.
You said that it was a way for them to connect, but I think it's funny because La Zavaleta comes in and is like, you're a fucking dumb bitch for being scared. I hate you other hoes. You're nasty little cunts. I was like, oh, my God. I just wrote down Zavaleta is interesting.
They came in... hot off the press, and I was so excited for them and like really wanted to just like I was like rooting hardcore, and after that moment I was like, oh, I don't like this. This is not the energy that I like at all.
It was way too much for like right off the bat into the workroom. Not like, hey guys, this is my name, how are we doing?
It was like, hold on, wait, let me give you an artistic impersonation. You be someone and I'll be them, and just say like, hi, I'm Tara Card.
Hi, I'm someone.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. You're never fucking anything. I'm better than you. We're all better than you. Shut up. You think you're somebody? Go the fuck home. Go the fuck home. Leave. Now. Go.
Me at the people who call for my extended car warranty. Shut the fuck up. Don't even talk to me.
I don't even answer. I let it go to voice. I don't even have a car and they call me.
Astrid does talk about how that car scare did spook her because she has PTSD from a car accident. And then Zavaleta felt bad about joking about it, but also was like, I'm not sorry that I joked about it, but I'm happy that the Boulay brothers are like helping you with your trauma in a way. Which I like how she resolved that, but
it was weird. It was like a positive, like I was like, that's a smart thing, but also there was some shade in the way that it was delivered.
Yeah. Because then, like, right after that, I was like, oh, they resolved that. Zavaleta and then Mary Cherry start getting in an argument. I just realized I wrote down Coco makes faces. Like, Coco is just making faces. Like, she's like, I can't be bothered with this stupid drama.
My favorite thing is, from that thing was Sigourney saying, for free. And then they were like, is that going to be your catchphrase? And then Sigourney was like, there's a lot going on in my head, but I could come up with something a lot better than just for free. Okay, like calm down.
I missed that part. Maybe I wasn't listening. I was taking notes.
The exact quote was Sigourney said, and I wouldn't let you feel it for free. It sent me.
That one's gonna stick. All right, let's write that one down on the board behind us. Write it down. It was just a lot of bickering, and then they were like, I'm Hoso, and then Astrid and Hoso had this like weird music playing like they're in love.
Yeah, it was cute.
Also, Formaldehyde was talking about like, oh, I have a lot of followers and like I'm great, and they were like, I don't know you, Hoso, and Hoso was like, well, why don't you follow me back, like, and then get to know me.
That set when I was you could follow me back. I had just put my wig back on and I was like, phew.
Yeah. I also like that Jay Jolie was like, I don't know why everyone's like mad at this bitch for wearing a mask. Like, who cares? Like, let her live her life. Yeah. Because everyone, of course, is like, she's wearing a mask. I don't.
Yeah, I think that Jade is going a little heavy on the like, I love everyone. We should all get along. Like, we should all support each other, and we should support mask wearers because we should support all types of drag. I feel like there's some self-projection in how accepting they're being, because I think they want people to accept them.
She also has matured. Like, it's been almost 10 years since the last time she was on TV, so her personality could just be different now. You know, I don't know her like that. She wasn't starting any fights on this episode, that's for sure.
Not in this episode, although they had her with her famous line in the trailer, and I didn't see it this episode, so I was kind of confused.
Maybe it's not in this episode. Did you consider that?
I did. That's why I looked at the outfit.
You're just a dumb bitch. My other notes I wrote down were more Astrid and Zavaleta fighting. I just said Saint is just sitting there. Saint said probably 5 words this whole episode.
Very that. Saint said, I've already done this. I'm here to get my check. I'm here to go home.
And I said Jade is quiet too. And then now they are working on their outfits. Everyone's going around the room talking about what they're working on. Astrid is going to be a xenomorph. Formaldehyde is going to be Billy, the puppet from the Saw movie franchise. Coco is going to be Morticia Adams. Bitter Betty will be Elvira. Zavaleta will be the Pale Man. Hoso said they were going to be the other mother from Coraline, which I thought was really cool. And Jade also says stuff. That's all I have written down.
I put OMG, so excited to see the Pale Man. And I put skeptical to see Elvira because it's been done before.
So many times.
Like a lot.
And also, Elvira is basically in drag already. So
that.
How are you gonna...
like, to me, it's such an easy, it was such, like, I don't know. It's, when you're in these competitions, I don't understand why you would pick an easy option.
Yeah.
Like, I would be like, I need to think of what's going to be the most creative and what I can push myself the most on that no one's going to expect. And, like, Elvira was like, okay, so you're going to wear a black dress and big hair and have big boobs. Like, what else can you do to make Elvira?
Yeah. Also, she was, like, cutting up the fabric. Like, because what they're doing is they're looking like they're working on their already made outfits. So she's cutting up this fabric. And I see it later. It's just, like, squares in the outfit. Like, it doesn't look good.
Yeah. I was wondering about that. I was like, are y'all really making these outfits right now?
No. I'm pretty sure they're told, like, hey, like, bring it in and, like, pretend like you're, like, bring, like, 99% of it done and just, like, use that 1% and talk to the camera.
What always kills me, this is what always kills me about Dragula, and they do it every single season, and it makes me laugh so hard, is they, like, will literally take them when they just have, like, their eyebrows glued down, and that's it. And they'll come over the intercom and be like, the floor show is about to
Attention,
begin.
You fat, ugly bitch. You need to get to the stage right now, you ugly whore. And Saint over there, fully who's done a season before, is like, what?
Yeah, and, like, Sigourney's in the mirror, and she's like, I haven't even started yet. Oh, my God. And she hasn't started yet. And then walks out and is, like, completely done.
Well, because...
And that's, like, at least 4 hours worth of makeup and padding and body and everything and outfit on. And just walks out just...
You know, they don't actually go to the stage right after that's played, right?
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what... It makes me laugh every time I hear that.
Well, yeah, and it's... Well, and you will notice this, like, with the last season, when it became, like, top 5, and they say, like, attention... They're like, unbothered because they know, like, okay. They just say this to scare us.
Literally me being like...
Oh, she passed away? Oh, Oh. All right. Bitter Betty and Sigourney talk about being a woman in drag in this competition, which all that drag is valid, especially if you're a cisgendered woman who also does drag. So that was just the main topic of discussion. And even Bitter Betty was like, yep, we're not the same, me being trans and her being a cis woman, but we both know that we are told a lot that we can't be here. So I at least like that conversation that was brought up between them.
The fact that Mary brought her own fan was so extra, and I did not
No. You don't understand. She didn't bring just one fan. Mary brought 3 of her own fans because she said she was going to be sweating a lot.
Yeah, it's just obvious that, like, just from the get-go, it's very obvious that Mary, to me, mentally, is not there for the win, and is not there for the crown, and is not there for the spoop or the drag. They are there for the memes and the meme culture and, like, making jokes and having a good time, which we need. Mm-hmm. That's fine. But it's also not what I would expect, you know?
I mean, I don't care. I mean, if she's given good camera time, then good for her. The Boulay brothers will probably love it too, which I think makes sense as to why they keep a specific person at the end. Also, oh my god, totally forgot to say this. Mary Cherry calls Sigourney Sinargi. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I can't tell if she's being serious or just did not know her name at all. However, we are heading right into our looks. Are you ready to discuss these 10 looks? I'm glad there's only 10 of them.
Yeah, it was very refreshing because
Our theme was, what is it? Interpretations of horror icons, basically. So, our first person up is Hoso Terra Toma, right? That's her name?
Yes.
And she wore the Other Mother outfit like we were talking about. I think this is a cute look. The only thing I really do not care for is the bottom skirt, and you're going to hear this from me a lot of times this episode because I think there were some good looks in this episode, but the bottom, like, circle skirt and the train was just not right. So that was my only thing. Makeup is crazy. I like the arms. I think the applique around the waist could have been better, but still, it's a good look.
Yeah, no, I was actually very impressed. I've seen their looks a lot, and I've been following them for a really long time, and, like, we've talked a lot in the DMs, so I was really excited to see what they were going to bring, and it was definitely more than what I had expected. Just, like, to step out of the box already and do, like, a creative character that is not maybe necessarily what everyone would be thinking about, already made me want it, and then to see it into, like, real life, I was thoroughly impressed.
Gagatandra.
I was gooped and gagged and gutted, and I don't know.
The thing I don't like about the appliques is it looks like it's made out of cardboard, which, like, it can be made out of cardboard. There's no shame in that. We've all used poster board for shit, but it visibly looks like a piece of, like, triangle, like, glued to the side. And just the bottom skirt, I don't know. I feel like maybe something's just looking weird there with the skirt train. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I will say from the bottom down, I went, like, the waist down, and then when I got to, like, by the toes and the feetsies area, like, their look was so much, and it was so much chaos that to me, I didn't notice it, but there was something subconsciously that I was just kind of like,
Yeah. Maybe it was just a little too busy at the bottom. And I fully realized that I'm looking to the opposite way of where the outfits look. Like, I should be looking this way, but my monitor isn't there, so I'm fully looking the opposite way. Like, put your hands up this way. To your left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where we technically would be looking for the outfit. Next up, we have J. Jolie, who's doing Hocus Pocus?
Yes, so they're doing the Sanderson sister, which,
hold on.
Me,
Oops.
it was, to me, I was impressed. I liked it. It did read me very much so cosplay. I wanted to see her maybe a little bit more, like, dark, and, like, you could have went more, she's very sexual, very risque. You could have gone a whole different route with her. And then also, like, the maggots moment, because they have a lantern filled with maggots. They open the lantern and start eating the maggots. That has nothing to do with the character. And so while it was, like, a gag, and it was, like, a, like, moment that definitely made me be like, ooh, oopy spoopy, I also was like, this has no correlation.
Honestly, the worms kind of saved the look, though, because it looked very simple. I was like, she better do something to make this, like, a little bit more up. So
And that's what I'm saying. Like, when they did that, I was like, they better do something to save the look. And then they did that, and I was like, they're saving the look. And then I was like, you're not doing this because it correlates to your idea. You're doing this because you know you need to do something more. Like, you got by because you ate maggots, not because you were good.
I mean, compared to some of the other looks that were in the bottom, I see why this was safe. Like,
yeah,
that makes sense.
There were a few safes that maybe should have been in the bottom.
We'll get to that, I guess. Also, I forgot to say the Boulay brothers came out. They wore their promo looks. They look good. We already talked about it. Listen to our first episode on the review. So, up next is bloop, bloop. Saint. And Saint was inspired by Leatherface. My notes, I said, oh my god, I love this. The face piece looks really cool on Saint too. So, I don't have many critiques on this outfit. I really liked it, so...
I said, love this outfit, love the little sneaky peek of the ass, like, very much so impressed, and I know they're going to impress me, and I know I'm going to be obsessed with whatever they produce, so...
I think it was just overall a really good look. I like the mix matching, and the chainsaw, too, was a cute addition to the outfit. How do you even pack a chainsaw?
That part, where did you even bring that?
Where? I don't have much to say. It's a really cool look. Which, by the way, we have new episodes every Thursday. I forgot to say that in the beginning. Work. Zanny, real quick, we're going to go to an ad break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking more about Dragula Season 4, Episode 1. Now, Zanny, would you like to welcome us back into the podcast?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that delicious little break of yours. I'm here with Tara Card on Stay on the Line podcast, and we're going to jump right back into where we left off. So, get your snacks, drive safely if you're driving, and get ready.
So, up next, we have Astrid Aurelia, who came out as a xenomorph.
I was impressed with it. I will say that the look came to life with me when the helmet was taken off.
Yes.
Because they come out with the helmet on their head, and it's a really good look, but, like, when they took, like, I didn't get their character until the helmet was removed. And then I was like, oh, I see it now.
I'm trying to read my notes, and I have no idea what the fuck I said. I said, not a fan, LG the bake. Clearly, I had a stroke while looking at her outfit. I'm looking at her outfit now with the photo you sent. And yeah, I did not like the helmet on, because I was like, oh my god, I hope she takes that off. I don't like her hair with this outfit either.
I'll have to look back, because I don't remember the hair.
It's just a mullet. It's just like her mullet out of dry.
I loved it.
I don't care for it. Not with this outfit. I think it should have just been like a slip back mohawk.
Yeah.
For Xenomorph, because they had that very specific head. The crotch looks... It makes it look like she's got droopy crotch, but it's a cool look, so...
Yeah, it was a very cool look. I was very much impressed with them.
I would have preferred an actual headpiece, though. Like the Queen Xenomorph, just make it into a headpiece instead of a...
Yeah, and that's why I didn't like the mask or whatever, what they had.
The helmet.
The helmet, because the helmet was so, like, flat and just, like, there.
Yeah.
But, like, they're known for their, like... You know, their big heads, their shapes, their...
Yeah, very elongated. But it was okay. Do I think it should have won?
Well, we don't know if it won or not.
Yeah, we don't know. Spoilers. So up next we have Sigourney Beaver. Who is she doing?
Okay, team. So I don't know who you are. I'm assuming the Bride of Frankenstein, question mark.
Because the scar.
Because the scar and the wig. And while maybe they did what the Boulets wanted, because they made it Sigourney with the cheetah print and the reveal. Personally, I would have put this in the bottom.
Yes.
As like a huge Sigourney fan and someone who really was excited to see them, like, and is like rooting for them and love their personality, I was very much so confused by this look.
Yes.
And how it made it through.
So, for those who don't know, I guess we should have been explaining the looks for the audio listeners. Sigourney is wearing this very shoulder protruding leopard print coat with a black tulle skirt at the bottom. Hate that. I hate that. Should have just been leopard print or just don't have it at all. I don't know. I don't see how that correlates to the Bride of Frankenstein, because I'm assuming, again, I think that's the reference. And then she takes it off to gold fabric that looks like it was just cut in the workroom the boudoir before she came out.
Maybe like mummy straps. I don't know. The only part that really said Frankenstein was that she had nipple tassels that were the bolts that are normally on Frankenstein's.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. She did show her tits. They did look good. But I hated the first look, like with the train, and then when she took it off, I was like, oh, maybe it's going to get better. And then I was like, I don't understand what this story is.
Yeah.
But the judges were living. I don't, yeah.
The judges, they did live.
This would have either been a safe look for me or, yeah, considering who I think should have been at the bottom, I think this should have just been safe. And I think Saint should have been at the top.
Up next was Lo Miss Marie. Mary Cherry. Bitch,
when I saw the silhouette, I knew what she was doing. But
same. They came out as the marshmallow
man from
Ghostbusters. And it was a choice.
It was a very strong choice.
She's
wearing white vinyl. Yeah. The accessories.
The accessories. There was a belt that shouldn't have been there.
Kendall said the same thing.
That shouldn't have been there.
I was so confused by this look.
There was a lot. There was not a lot. There was not enough.
I would have done like a puff jacket or be the green ghost from Ghostbusters. You know, the iconic like big one, or do like a cool silhouette where it's like a big puff jacket and then it like brings it in because
the silhouette was just not my favorite. It was not my favorite look at all.
The legs, look at the legs on this outfit. It's like they don't start at the hips, they start at the crotch. Or the marshmallows. I don't know how this was saved. I know it was very campy and I was laughing when it came out because like the idea, right?
Yeah.
But it's just not good.
Also the energy of it playing like the most intense like just like spooky horror music and they're spitting marshmallows out of their mouth, just like.
Yeah. She's probably a lovely gal, though. Great personality. I would just say that this look was not it at all.
Yeah, this was a good time. It was a good time. It made me laugh, and it was a good palate cleanse.
Yeah, I was thoroughly enjoyed. This should have been in the bottom, though.
Yeah, that should have been they should have been like, this is the only bottom, and you're up against yourself.
Go in the coffin, bitch.
Yeah.
Bitch, she probably could. They were like, I don't think we can fit her in the coffin with that outfit on. So
you better no.
Because like, look, it's like so protruding. It's not because she's like a plus size person. It's just because it's a very.
The outfit itself is just
the more I look at it, I have to move on. The more I look at it, the more I hate it. Next up, we have La Zavalera, who was doing the Pale Man.
I was when I heard they were doing Pale Man, I got so happy, like goosebumps happy. And when I saw that, this is literally my face. I literally went, which you can't, if you're listening, you can't see the face I just made, but it was as if a mom said, we're having candy for dinner, and then there was no candy for dinner. I was so gagged. I
wrote down, she looks like a sad, dead condom.
Yeah, it looked like when when drag queens, when we duct tape our heads to put our wigs on.
Yeah.
It looked like the pile of duct tape that someone had just left in the corner that was covered in like red makeup from like the contour line and just was covered in sweat and gunk, and like the duct tape like stickiness had kind of come undone and they just threw it in the corner and left it.
Yeah, this does not look like the Pale Man at all. Does this look terrifying? It does look terrifying, but in correlation to what they're going for, and like Darren said later, I could not get that from what was being presented.
The Pale Man, like, he is supposed to be like
slim,
skinny, bones, and skinny and frail, and like also like they spit something out, and I was like, what did you spit out? Like, they in the movie they like are eating a fairy figure.
Yeah,
I would have loved to have seen that as a prop,
or like even just like a serving like table with like fruits and stuff,
a serving tray, something. There's so much you could have done with this character. And then also, here's the gag: they didn't even showcase the eyes once. Not once did they.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I do like the gunk and the goo that was on La Valera, But
I did like that. I was like, the gunk is cute, and I said, but no eyes, not it.
She just looked like a sad emoji.
Very sad emoji. And then when they announced everyone, so she was the last one.
No, there's other looks. There's
left?
There's 3 other looks.
Oh yeah. You're right. Ignore me.
This look was okay, but I understand why I would put this in the bottom compared to the other looks, because like the hairs, the single hairs on it too.
Yeah, it was not it.
Very confusioning. But you know, hopefully they're doing okay. Up next, we have Formaldehyde as Billy, the Saw puppet. I did not like this look.
Yeah, it was spooky. I didn't get the reference. I did not get the reference at all. The look was very lacklusting.
It looks like their promo look. And it looks like the look that they walked in as well.
Yeah. No, very that.
Like, it's the Club Kid boots, which I said in the promo. Did I not say in the promo, they're wearing Club Kid shoes? I hope they don't bring that to Dragula, because Drac is going to read them. And Drac read this bitch. I was like, does this bitch watch the show? Do you watch the show, Tamar? I understand the reference in the face, but it doesn't even look like Billy at all. It's a nurse. Do you know Billy the puppet from Saw? The one on the tricycle?
Yeah.
Didn't even come out of the tricycle.
To me, it reminded me more of the girl from the house that October built. I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's a horror movie, and they go to a bunch of haunted houses, and she's one of the main characters.
She's October.
That's the face I got. Like, yeah. So I thought that's what that was a reference to, more so than the bitch from Saw.
Also, I hated the wig. When you got a close up on the wig, it was just a cheap Amazon cosplay wig.
Yeah.
But they seem lovely. I'm trying to end with like something nice. The makeup on the mask was cute.
I did not realize how short they were until I saw them on the main stage.
Oh, are they really short?
Yeah, because then I was like, you're wearing huge shoes, and you're still shorter than everybody on the stage.
Yeah, now that I look at their outfit, they look really tiny. So up next, we have the big boob queen themselves. We have Coco Kane, who was doing Morticia Addams, but she was doing her interpretation of it as if Morticia Addams was black and the show was focused on a black family. Okay, like I was saying with the other skirts, I don't like the skirt train. We got to work on that. But the rest of the outfit, the hair. So good.
Yeah, I was in love with it. The only thing I put is that I didn't, like, had I have not had that character background, I maybe would not have made that correlation. But when it comes to stepping outside of the box and serving a look, was one of my favorite looks and was one of the most put together looks. And I loved all of the attention to details and the accessories, and I love like every little bit of it. Like, was my favorite look by far.
I do see what you mean, whereas like if no one told me if this was Morticia Addams, would I know this is Morticia? Possibly with the hair. I would have probably just liked a better skirt at the bottom. Or even just like something to make it look like bright here where the eyes are, to give it that like Morticia Addams like glow. Kind of like what Aquaria from season 10's finale, she wore that eye mask where it was like tulle or something around it to like brighten up this area. Like something like that would have been cool for the front to like take off.
Yeah, or even if like they would have had like a hand glued on the shoulder, you know?
Oh, that would have been cute.
Then I immediately would have been like, Morticia Addams, the gag, you know? Like if there could have been like one, just like something that was a reference. Because they were holding a prop and it was a flower, but I did not understand the flower prop.
I didn't either, and Drac said it earlier, or maybe it was Swan Thulu. I don't know why you're pouring blood on your face, because that's not very Morticia Addams, but I don't care. I still like the outfit, which I agree.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the blood pouring, but I still like the outfit.
If Sigourney can wear a cheetah print gown and be Frankenstein, then they can pour blood on their face.
The Bride of Frankenstein, yes. We are up to our last person, who is Bitter Betty. You can take it away.
I already said this. The look was good. The jewelry was good. The outfit was good. Like, it was a fully conceptualized creation, yes. But it was Morticia, or not Morticia, sorry. It was Elvira. It was something that is so overdone. Like, to me, it would be the same energy of, like, doing Ursula. Although Ursula, you could have done something creative and, like, crazy. But, like, we have all seen that every single Halloween. Mm-hmm. We all see it. it's overdone. And the other thing is, like, she is known for big boobs, black dress, big hair. There's nothing else you really could do to make Elvira. Yeah. So they really limited themselves to just 3 basic things.
Herself.
Limited herself to these things that are just like,
yeah.
Looked really good. If I saw it in a club, I'd be like, wow, this is a really good Elvira. This is not a club.
No, I wouldn't. I would have just been like, oh, she's wearing a black dress. It's not a good look, and I'm shocked that she was safe. She was in the bottom 3, but she was still safe. So, for our announcements, for those who did not know, because you don't have Shudder, get Shudder. It's only like $3.99 or $4.99. I don't even know. So, the judges' critiques happen. Our safe contestants are Saint, Mary Cherry, as well as someone else I forgot.
Jade
Jolie, yes. Which, the only one actually 2 I didn't get. I think Saint should have been in the top, and Sigourney should have just been safe. And Mary Cherry should have been in the bottom, or Sigourney should have been in the bottom too. But looking at the other 3 who were in the bottom, I think they deserve to be there too.
Yeah. See, I would have put for sure Mary in the bottom, and I definitely would have put the other 2 that were in the bottom. But I would have maybe saved Formelda.
You would have saved Bitter Betty 3.
I would save Bitter Betty over Mary Cherry for sure, though.
Our tops are Astrid Aurelia, Coco Kane, Sigourney Beaver, and Hoso Teratoma. And Astrid Aurelia, they loved her, so she gets the win this week. And she was very excited for this win. Her reaction was interesting. I was kind of off by how she was reacting. It was like, yes, fuck yeah, I won. You see Sigourney like rolling her eyes. It was very like, I just won the rock band tournament at the teen center. Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that win?
Yeah. I would have. I would have said them or Hoso for sure.
I would have said Hoso or Saint. Yeah, I guess Hoso. But I think Hoso, I think they'll like them because at first they were like, they were gushing over Hoso. They were like, you came out in this look, and I'm surprised you did this reference, and I love that you did this reference. Because I wouldn't have expected anyone to do Coraline. And I do like that the Boulet brothers brought up, they're like, you know, that movie did bring in, like, possibly brought in some people into the genre of horror because of that character. So I like that.
Yeah. I liked it. I think they did a fun approach, and to me that was my winner, but I'm so content. Like, I still think the winner was a strong person. I do love, so this is just speaking about the conversation at the end, when they were telling the people in the bottom, like, why they were in the bottom, and they were like, Linda, your prop wasn't working, and then production, like, deadass showed the video of them trying to get the prop to work.
I can't believe they did that.
That sent me, like, I was giggling so hard when they were like, don't give up.
Just they're like, keep going, girl.
In the corner, like, pumping the blood, and then they zoomed in on the hose, and the blood was like
going up slowly. So Zanny is talking about La Zavaleta, who is in the bottom 3 with Bitter Betty as well as Formaldehyde. So with Bitter Betty, the issue was it was too costumey, which I understand. It looked very costumey, and I think she deserved to be there. Drac was like, I think I liked your outfit, but everyone else did not like it on the judges panel. And I was like, yeah, for good reason. And Formaldehyde, it wasn't an issue for the mask. It was an issue for everything else, especially the boots. She got read the fuck down for those boots.
I literally wrote Formelda with the boots.
The whole judges panel was looking at her.
It was the boots. It was the boots.
That sent her home. That sent her home. Home.
Plot twist.
Yeah. They also said, like, Zavaleta, like, I don't know what you're doing. And then your prop also was an issue. Fully gagged that they were like, keep going.
Keep going.
This is gonna be great. We're gonna make you look fucking stupid later.
Don't give up.
So they declare that Bitter Betty is safe, and the other 2 will be buried alive, like in the very first extermination challenge from season 1. Now, do you think you could do this challenge?
When they said it, no. Being buried alive is one of my biggest fears, and bugs crawling all over me, biggest fears, and I expected so much more. When I watched it, I was like, oh, which I get.
I could have done that shit.
Yeah, I was like, okay, they're obviously not drilling, like, they're not drilling into the coffin, it's just a sound effect. And then I was like, they're not burying you alive. They said 6 feet under. You're barely 2 feet in the ground. Like, they're just throwing a little bit of sand on top of you. And then the bugs were like itty bitty crawlers. And then I assume it was like whatever liquid was pouring onto them. Like
hot pee.
That's what I thought. But then also Homegirl had her eyes open the entire time.
Well, maybe she got an eye infection.
No, I'm just kidding.
Not this.
I expected snakes. I expected big
roaches,
like, big spiders, roaches, not grasshoppers,
maggots,
not crickets, not maggots, not whatever I can find at an aquarium.
Yes, my favorite aquarium item: grasshoppers and water.
Like the crickets that you feed to like at a PetSmart. You know, they have like the crickets in the fish section.
I can see why they didn't put like some like large spiders, because they're like, okay, we can't just put like throw a good amount of spiders into this coffin, a closed space with someone when they can't see.
Yeah, I was actually happy about it, because like that's the one that really makes me upset is like when they put live animals, because I'm like, if I was in a cage or in a very small space like that and they put a spider or a snake in there with me, that creature, either I would be dead or that creature would be dead, because I would freak out and end up killing it on accident.
Oh, but if it's crickets and maggots, fuck them, right? You white bitch. Your species is.
Wait, what did Coco say? Coco said, for the maze, they were like, put a white girl first. They'll make it to the end.
Oh, I didn't hear that. That shit's funny.
They're like all walking in, and you just hear Coco's voice go, "Put a white girl up front. They always live. We'll make it if she leaves."
I also forgot to say, so after they're told, like, hey, you're in the bottom for extermination, Zavaleta goes off on everything. She's like, formaldehyde is a stupid, fat, ugly bitch. She's ugly. She doesn't deserve to be here. Formaldehyde's like, what the hell? I think, was it Saint who's like, girl, you're so mean. Like, stop being so mean. And then Zavaleta, like, walks off, and she's crying. And she was like, I'm mean because life made me this way. Which I understood that. And she also brought up that the last time she was in a cemetery was burying her sister. So I can see how that's like traumatic. A lot of emotions.
Yeah, I feel like there was more to that conversation. Obviously, they had to edit it down a lot. But like, it was just like a jump to a jump to a jump to a jump that I couldn't process it the way that I should have. Like, I was like, you're coming out left, right, you know, all types of ways.
From the back to the middle and around again.
They were like crying, and they were like you said, like they were like, I'm mean because this is how I was raised. Like, da, 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 da. You don't know what I've been through. And then it cuts to them sitting down in the chair, being like, I'm mean because you don't know what I've been through. It's how I was raised. And I was like, you just said this. I can. But
she wasn't in the room with them, so they probably were like, okay, you need to like. She's
repeat that.
Well, like. So why is she so upset? They were probably like, why are you so upset, girl?
Yeah, I just was like, you're saying the same line, which makes me feel like maybe it's forced and scripted from you versus like a natural feeling.
I mean, there's probably a lot of feeling there for her. I just feel like it's a lot of feeling.
Yeah.
What a feeling! But yeah, she's got some things that she probably needs to work on, which I'm not gonna fault her for that. She's on a TV show during a pandemic. She probably has not been recorded like that before.
Yeah.
And she's young too. So, I don't know. I'm going to give her a little bit of the benefit of the doubt just because I don't know her. Maybe we'll see her change throughout the season. Because, I mean, at first, everyone was hating Bitch Pudding from the episode right off the bat. So, hopefully she gets that, like, redemption or, like, arc switch. And, like, we get to know her a little bit more. In terms of the extermination challenge, I would have literally sat in that coffin, and I am claustrophobic, and the thought of being buried alive is terrifying. However, I would rather do this than jump out of a fucking plane. I think they went a little too far with season 3. Jumping out of a plane.
If you told me to jump out of a plane, I'd be like, okay.
No. They do sit in this coffin. It's basically the same thing from season 1, which you can watch on YouTube. For free, baby!
No, because this coffin, I was like, this coffin looks luxurious. Like, I was like, you're laying on silk sheets and you have a nice embroidered pillow?
It looks like they do like a little skit at the end to see like they both crawl out and see who's really going to survive the extermination. Formaldehyde doesn't have their mask on and they fully look like some kid that's just at a Halloween theme park. Like walking around.
Also, it was not a skit, it was a music video production.
Oh, yeah, it was. It was a music video for the Boulay Brothers' new song.
I wrote they better release music.
But it turns out, because you don't know who's being eliminated until the very end, and it turns out that it is Formaldehyde. Good luck to Formaldehyde throughout their drag journey. Sucks that it ended so short for them. They were expected to go far, or at least like through a few episodes, but I guess I was right in our review episode when I said that the early outs are usually the people who wear a mask, so sucks that they weren't able to like prove them wrong.
What confused me about them is that they were in their confessional and they were like, my name's Formalda, like I wear a mask, but it's not the only thing I do. I actually have a really strong background in makeup and like I'm excited to show what I got. And then it cuts them in the room and they're like, do you always wear a mask? And they were like,
yes.
Yeah. Yep. It's all I do. Make it make sense.
Well, you thought that they should have stayed over La Zabaleta. I think La Zabaleta should have stayed over them because I think they probably could have offered a little bit more, especially with drama. They might like to see that, a character arc.
Their attitude was stank to me. I didn't like the attitude right off the bat. I was not a fan. Not once did I have a moment where they spoke that I was fond of them, honestly, the entire episode. Which, it could be the edit. It could just be episode 1. It could be a character arc. I don't know. Was not a fan. And then, because I was so excited to see Pale Man, and what was delivered was so not that.
Sad man. The sad man. Because that's what it looked like. It had like a sad emoji like face to it, like, oh.
It was awful. It was probably one of the worst things I've ever seen, and I'm not critiquing their drag. There was a vision there, and there was a lot going on. It just was not my favorite thing.
We'll see what happens next week. Now, Zandria, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at zanny.ex. You can find me on Twitter at zannyx, or you can find me in the streets.
And I'm Tarot Card. That's TerrahCard. You can find me under most platforms under that, except for Twitter. I'm just fully not on Twitter anymore, and that's just something I gotta live with. And you can find this podcast at Stay on the Line Podcast on Instagram and Stay on the Line on Facebook. Yeah, we have new episodes every Thursday. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/Stay on the Line, where we have 19 subs. We're almost at 20 subs, which is my goal by December. So just need at least one more to make my goal. So we'll see y'all over there, period. I'm excited for the next episode. Excited to see more from everyone. I'm excited to do this with you.
I'm excited to do this with you as well. And just like a round of applause to us. It is currently 3:07 in the morning. Shudder has released this show an hour past our bedtime. We still did it. We still pulled it together. We are a power duo.
Period poop.
Period poop.
Until next time, make sure y'all stay on the line. Bye.
Bye.
Also, shout out to all my patrons.